Hey guys, and welcome back to another War Within video. In this one, we're going to be talking about cross-realm flipping and how you can make a lot of gold from doing it. Let's get right into this video. So first of all, what cross-realm flipping is where you buy an item for cheap on the lowest possible realm across all the realms on your region, and then you go ahead and you resell them on a realm that has a much higher price and you can get a much better profit margin for. So basically, it's buying items, moving them around from realm to realm so you can get the best possible price for the item. There is a lot more to it, but that is basically the gist of what cross-realm flipping is buying low and selling high, but moving them around on different realms. I have made many gold caps from flipping, and now with the release of the War Within and the Warband Bank, by far the best way to do flipping is cross-realm flipping. The Warband Bank allows us to move items from realm to realm very easily and do them in big amounts, making it easier than ever to move items from realm to realm. So let's get into, first of all, what add-ons I personally recommend using when you're flipping. So for the add-ons, personally I recommend using CurseForge. This is basically just an application that allows you to download and basically install and update apps very easily. So the first add-on that I recommend using is going to be Auctionator. Now we're mainly using Auctionator for its shopping list. You can make shopping lists that then can be used on Point Blank Sniper. So this is the add-on Point Blank Sniper. It's this one right here, and this works really well because what it does is it scans the auction house and it scans it a lot quicker than per se TSM. And it scans it live. So while you have the scan going, if anything gets posted up on the auction house while the scan is currently running, it will still actually pop up. This way you can buy items a lot quicker than anyone else that is trying to buy items to flip. Then the final add-on, and this is probably the most important add-on, this is going to be Trade Skill Master. However, you can use the website, and you have to use the website to set this up correctly. This is the TSM website, and I'll have a link down below in the description box where you can go over here and you can actually get it for yourself. But basically TSM does a lot of different things that is very useful for flipping. So if you want to install it, you can go down the bottom and you can click on Install TSM, and it's very easy to install. They'll actually give you a quick little guide on how to install it and how to set it up, but it is extremely easy to do. You just want to pick if you're Windows or Mac, and then you want to go ahead and you just follow the prompts they have right here, and then you should have TSM installed and ready to go. The best thing about TSM, well, there is a few features. Well, to be honest, there's actually a lot of features that are very useful. But when it comes to flipping, some of the main things that we really need, if we look on the tooltip right here, we're going to see a bunch of different data, which tells us on average and how much an item is worth. So this gives a lot of very useful information when you're flipping. Now, on top of having this useful data that we can basically see how much an item is really worth, it also has some really big features when it comes to the auction house. So to start with, you can make groups. Now, if you want my groups, they are in my flipping guide and also in my recently new made flipping video guide, basically a full course. It's about 6 hours long of video footage that teaches you absolutely everything you need to know about flipping in the War Within, which I actually have just finished. So if you want to check that out, it will be linked down below in the description box, and it's also over at wowflippingtrading.com if you want to go ahead and check that training out. But basically, you can have a bunch of different groups. Now in these groups, I have all of the best items that I recommend flipping. So I have everything sorted out all ready for you to go. So you can post all the items from the group, and you can also search these groups one by one. We will go a bit more into that a bit later on in this video, but basically you can search every single group and specific groups and find the best items from these groups. This is a really good feature about TSM. And obviously when you're posting, you have operations that are set up to post the items, and how my operations are set up is I'll only post the item at a profitable price no matter what. So even if you're brand new to flipping and you don't really want to, or don't know how to keep track of all the prices, the operations I have set up in my TSM will do all of that hard work for you. And like I said, if you get either my flipping guide or you get the flipping training course, they both have my import, where you can import my groups and also my operations straight into your TSM, and then you can do exactly what I'm doing. But these are some really big features, and they're probably the main two features about TSM that comes useful. The main thing would definitely be the posting. So for an example, let's go ahead and click on post. We have all the groups selected, and this is going to go through and calculate all of the best prices to post these items for. However, I have the operations set up, and this is going to save you a lot of time. On top of that, when posting with TSM, it posts way quicker than you can post with any other add-on, and it's obviously a lot quicker than the default posting method. So this is going to save you many hours over time. And as you can see, it's going to undercut the competition, or it's going to pick out the best possible price, so you can also get the sale and be competitive, but also go for as much profit as possible. So that's it for the add-ons. Now I want to go ahead and I want to show you the setup that you want to have for cross-realm flipping, because it is a lot different than just having one bank gold. So let's go ahead and have a look what I'm. So if we go ahead, and this is on my WoW account 1, and we look at all of the different characters, these are all bank golds that are for cross-realm flipping. Now the goal with cross-realm flipping is to have one character on every single different auction house. Now not every single realm is required, because some realms actually share the same auction house. So these are called realm clusters. So you only need one bank gold on each of the clusters. So as you can see, we have a character on all of the different auction houses. And to actually be able to cover every single different auction house across all of the realms on our region, you're actually going to need 2 accounts. Now this is possible to do with one account. You just have to keep making the bank gold and basically deleting one, always keeping one spare slot. However, if you want to do this the most efficient way, you are going to need 2 WoW accounts. So for an example, I have 2 set up. We're currently on WoW 1, but as you can see, we also have WoW 2, and this will cover the rest of the different auction houses on this account. So over these 2 different accounts on the same BattleNet, we cover every single different realm across the region. But as you can see, let's go into realms, and I can just show you. But basically, we have characters set up on all of the different clusters. Now this comes very important for 2 reasons. For buying items, you want to have a character ready to go. So if you use tools like Undermine Exchange or Saddlebag or Sniping tools, which will show you basically where the cheapest items are and which realms, you want to have a character set up on those realms ready to buy items as quick as possible so you can beat the competition. And also, by having a character on every single different realm, you can sell on every single different realm. So then you can figure out which realms have the best possible price to sell an item on, and also will only need to put one of each item across all of the different realms. And don't worry, with my TSM operations, it will sort out all that for you, and I'll show you a bit later on in this video what I mean. Here is a spreadsheet, which if you have the flipping training course, so the new video training course that I just brought out, you will be able to get your hands on this spreadsheet. I'll also actually add it to my flipping guide, like the ebook version. But basically what this is we'll have a list, and we'll have all of the different realm clusters, and then you can go ahead and you can put which account you have the character on. So if it's on WoW account 1 or 2 or so on and so forth, and then also what realm it is on out of this cluster. So as you can see, here are the different clusters. See how there's multiple different realms, and then we only need one character on each of these realms. This is a nice easy way to sort it out. Now there's also realms that aren't connected to any other realms, so these are just solo realms, and you can set it up like that. And then I also have this set up, so it's obviously this is top part is for NA, and then you can also have it for EU depending on which region you are playing on. This is a good way to sort it out. And then another good thing is when you have this spreadsheet set up and you're using tools that tell you what realm to buy items from, you can click Control F and up here, and say for an example we got told we want to buy off Frostmourne, we can go ahead and write in Frostmourne, and then it's going to light up and show us exactly where this is, and we can see, well, it's on this cluster right here, Frostmourne, as you can see right here, and we can tell straight away that we need to log into WoW 1 and onto Frostmourne to get onto this cluster. So then we can figure out as quick as possible how to log in and where to log in to go ahead and buy those items. So this spreadsheet is actually extremely handy, and over time will save you so much time. Now you know what the setup looks like. Now I'm just going over quick in this video. If you want it all more in depth, you can watch my flipping training course, which has 6 hours of training, which goes over every little thing. But in this video, I'm just going to skim over everything just so you understand how cross-round flipping works. But now you understand the setup, I'm going to show you how to find some items with a few different methods. The first method that I'm going to be showing you is one of the more simple ones, and this is going to be scanning with the TSM groups. So what you can do, if you have the groups right here, you can go ahead and you select which group you would like to scan. So for an example, let's go ahead and let's have a look through here. There's so many groups, and you can do multiple groups or you can just do specific groups. Let's go ahead and do the best transmogs, this subgroup right here, and click on run shopping scan. And what this will do is it will scan through all of the items. Now my TSM might look a bit different to yours because I have all of these extra windows. Now to add these, you see these 3 little dots here, and you can go ahead and you can add a whole heap of different columns to show you a bunch of useful information. What I personally have showing at the moment is this is all your normal stuff right here. And then I also have the DB market, which is the market value, the DB region market value average, which is just the region market value, and then we also have the DB region sell average, and then we also have the sell rate right here. So this is all very useful information. Now as you can see, the scan is going through and it's going to give us a percent. From default, this is going to be set to the market value, so at 100% it would be exactly what the market value is on this specific realm. If the lower it is, it means it's priced under what it should be on this specific realm. But there's a few other things you like to look at. So it's mainly these 3 things right here, which is your market value, your region market value, and then also the region sale average price. You want what you're paying for the item to be cheaper than all 3 of these. Now you can also look at these on the tooltip. As you can see right here, it's called the market value. It just has DB in front of it when it's up here, but basically it's the market value, and then also the region market value average and the region sale average. You want to make sure the buy price is lower than all 3 of those different price starters for the best possible flip. So just so it's as safe as possible. So if we look through here, we can go ahead and we can see if there's any worth buying at the moment. And off the rip, we can see by looking at the price starters right here, we can see these ones, they're all too high compared to the region sale average. However, this could be one that is worth buying. So if we go ahead and click on the drop down for this, and we see how many are actually posted. There is a decent amount posted, and they're only 500 gold each. Now, if we look at the other price data, we can either look on the tooltip or we can look over here because we have it added. But if we look at the market value, it's 1.4. The region market value average is 2.7, and then the region sale average is 783. So paying 500 gold is cheaper than all 3 of those price points. So this could be an item worth buying. Now there is 5 of these. So what we can do is we can buy out every single one of these, and we can repost 1 on this realm, and then we can spread out the other ones of this item across multiple different realms. And don't worry, you don't have to pick the realm or nothing like that. How the operations is set up, it will only post them if it's at a 50% profit margin or more, or if we already have 1 of the item posted on that realm, it won't post more than 1. So this will help us spread out the items across the different realms. We'll go ahead and we'll buy all of these out. Only 500 gold each, which is a good buy. It also has a good sell rate, which is what you want to see. Let's make sure that we brought the final one here. Sometimes it takes a second to load. Alright, perfect. So we have all 5 of those brought right here. So that is one method of buying items using the TSM scanner. Now obviously there's a bunch of different groups that you can scan and you can play around with and find really good items. The only downside with the TSM scanning is that is only from this specific realm, but it's still an easy and good way to find some good items to flip. And obviously you can scan on this realm, then you can move on to a next realm, and you can go through a bunch of different realms doing the TSM scans. Another method, because there is honestly a decent amount of methods that you can do to find items, but another method that is really good is to be using point blank sniper, and we can go ahead and we can actually snipe items. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how this actually works. Let's click on pause right here. So with Point Blank Sniper, to get this to work, you also need Auctionator and you're going to need shopping lists. Once again, you can import all of my shopping lists from either my flipping guide or my flipping course. They both have them inside of those courses and guides. But basically, you can import them by clicking import, you'll paste a string, and then you'll go ahead and you'll have all of these different groups. And these can be used in Point Blank Sniper. As you can see right here, here are all of those shopping lists. And shopping lists are just groups of items. And these are all items that I've handpicked that are worth flipping. Now what you can do, you can select a price source. Now what I personally like using when cross-round flipping is this one right here, which is DB Region Sale Average. Let's go ahead and select that. And say we want to only see items that are 50% or lower. We can go ahead and do that. We currently have the group for the best transmogs. So we can see if there's any of those that are posted under 50%. Now the one that we just brought, it would have popped up. However, we did obviously buy it all out. But as you can see, we've got another one right here. And this is a great item to buy. Now what you can do with this, if we look at all the different price data, we see market value 6.8, the region market value average is 81k, and then the region sale average is 9.2k. So all much higher than what we're paying for the item, which gives us some room for some really nice profits. Now what you can do is you can click on buy now, but what I personally like doing is clicking on buy Blizzard buy UI. This way we can see how many more are posted. Now look at that, there's actually 4 of these posted, so we can go ahead and buy all of these out. And now what we would do with this specific item is we're going to buy all the ones that are 3k. We're going to repost one on this round, undercutting the person at 99k, and then with the leftover ones we're going to move them over to different realms using the Warband Bank, which I'll show you a bit later on in this video how we actually go about that. But at the moment we're just focusing on methods of actually buying the items. So as you can see, we brought all the ones for 3k. The next highest is a 99k, so we'll undercut this guy when we go to posting. Then the other 3, we're going to move them onto different realms that we can also post on a different price. Now obviously you don't want, we got like 4 of these, right? You don't want all 4 of these on the same realm. You want to spread them out across 4 different realms. This way it's a much higher chance of getting more sales, because if you have them all posted on this realm, the likelihood of selling all 4 of them is very low. But having them spread out across a bunch of different realms, you'll have a much higher chance of selling the item and selling more of that item. Moving on to a next method. Now this is one of the new cross-realm flipping methods where we're going to be searching every single realm on our region. This way we can find what realm has the cheapest price for the items that we want to search. We're going to be using Exchange. This is a free website which you can use, which works really well. Now with this, there's a few things. First of all, you want to select one of the realms that is on your region. So for an example, we can see there's US or EU. We want to make sure whatever region you're on, you have selected. It doesn't matter too much about the realm because we're going to be buying across all the different realms, but the region is important. So I play on US, so as you can see I have Frostmourne US here. This means all the data and the prices that we're going to be seeing is going to be from all of the different US realms. Now what you can do, obviously if you want to search up specific items, which I do have a list of the top 100 items I recommend flipping, and that's also inside of my flipping guide and also the flipping course, which are both linked down below. But I can show you another method. Say for an example, we want to go by category and we want to go ahead and let's do some of the War Within BOEs. So some of the new BOEs that have came with the War Within. And what we want to do is we want to click on search. We have this category. And now for the War Within BOEs, you want to click on ignore variants, because this is going to show us all the different item level sort of items so we can actually see them. So off the rip, we have all the different raid BOEs, as you can see right here. And then if we go down, we have all of the 564 BOEs. Now I've made a video about flipping these in the past. If you want to watch that, it's on the channel also. And actually I've made a lot of gold from flipping these. But for an example, we'll just go ahead and use one of the 564 BOEs. Now, say for example, we want to figure out where is the cheapest possible realm to buy one of these items. We can go in. Now I know for a fact, anything that's under like 500 gold for one of these is a really good deal. As you can see, if we look right here right away, and this is under US realms, so all the realms, we can see the lowest price among all of the US realms is only 2k. So that is kind of cheap, but it's still a lot higher than I personally would want to pay for one of these BOEs. But just for an example, if we come down to the bottom here, we can see a chart, and we can see if we sort it from price from lowest to highest, we can go through. These ones have no quantity because they've already sold, but we can see the lowest one is this right here on Ragnaros for 2,000 gold. Then we can go ahead and buy it from there. But let's go ahead and let's find one that is a bit cheaper. So bang, perfect, right here, because these can sell for like a decent amount of gold, like at least 5-10k gold each. And we can see that this one is currently posted on one of the realms for only 399 gold. So if we scroll down to the bottom here once again, sort this from lowest to highest, and we can see that on this realm right here, this is a realm that has two of them posted for only 399 gold. So what we would do, we can see, okay, this is the realm. So we want to figure out where account we need to log into. And this is where my spreadsheet comes in handy. You can go ahead and you can just write it in, and then we can go ahead and see exactly where. Okay, so perfect. We can see that it's on this cluster. There's two realms on this cluster, and we can see it's on WoW account 2. So what I then would do is I would simply click on WoW account 2, and I'd log in to that realm, and I would go ahead and buy that item, and then I would throw it in the Warband bank. So it's very, very simple to do. The main thing is knowing what items to actually buy and for what prices. So like I mentioned, I show that inside both the different guides, the ebook, and also the training course, the video training course, and it shows you a lot more in detail. But moving on to another tool. This is going to be Saddlebag Exchange. So if you come over to this website, it's another free website. If we go down to best deals right here, and we are at best deals right now, we can go ahead and we can use some of their searches. So they have some pre-made searches already for us if you want to go ahead and use that. So they've got the default war within deals, cheap pet deals, transmog weapons, transmog gear, war within recipes, legacy recipes. They've just got a bunch of pre-made searches already set up if you want to use them. Now these work very good as they are, so we can go ahead and we can do our own search. You can do that by clicking on fast selling items, or this one right here. Either actually works. Now what we can do is we can select if we want current content, pets only, legacy only, or all. Let's go all expansions. Now for categories, say we want to see all of the different recipes. And now this is where it starts to get really important and interesting, where it says this right here. So discount percentage. This will mean anything under 50%, it's going to show us. Say we want to set this to even 30%. So we're only getting showed the best of the best deals. Now for the minimum TSM average price, we could set that to 1,000 gold. So we only wanted to see things that are worth at least over 1,000 gold. So we're not messing around with any low value stuff. Then you can play around with the sell rate, and you can also have it if you set this high, so it's faster selling items, or you can set it low. Just for an example, let's put this on 1 for an example. Let's go ahead and click search. Now this will bring up this window right here, which is going to show us a bunch of different deals that meet our criteria. And the cool thing about this is that you can search from a bunch of different things. So you can search from lowest to highest on the discount, on the sales per day, the minimum price, and the historical price. So this is very, very useful. And this is also going to show us which realm we can actually buy this on. So it'll actually show us the cluster right here. And then once again, we can put that in the spreadsheet and figure out which realm we already have, or which realm we have a character ready to go. But as you can see, you can spend only 7 gold to buy this recipe, and it has a historical price of 10k. So you can buy it for 7 gold and then try to resell it for around 10,000 gold. So this is another very, very useful tool that can make you a lot of gold when flipping. Another method on how to find really good items to flip is using the TSM Price Alerts. Now keep in mind this is a paid product. However, I do have a link which you can actually save 10% on. So first of all, to get access to this tool, you are going to need the premium version of TSM. So if we go ahead and open this up, you are going to need the platinum version of the premium TSM, which I do have a special link that you can save 10% on, just so you can save some extra money when going ahead and using this tool. But if you are cross-round flipping, I highly recommend using this tool. It is extremely, extremely good, and it's going to make you a lot of gold. You also get a bunch of different benefits, but the main thing is going to be this right here, which is the Discord alerts for different prices. So if you want to get this, there will be a link down below in the description box where you can save 10% off on the premium version of TSM. However, back to the tool, you click on this icon right here and you can go ahead and you can see all the items that you have added. Now for items that I recommend adding, I have a full in-depth guide on this inside of the flipping training course, which shows you all of the best items to actually add here. So it has the top list of the top 100 flipping items. On top of that though, it shows you how to go into my groups and find the best items that have a very high price and also a very high sell rate to go ahead and add to this price alerter. So this way you can set it up for the right prices that you should be getting alerted for. And on top of that, it gives you a list of a whole heap of items that you can add to this alert bot. And the cool thing about this is that it does all the hard work for you. Once you've set this up and you've got this all set up with a bunch of different items, you just have to wait on your Discord, and whenever you get a notification, you log into that realm, you go ahead and buy that item, and just like that, all the hard work is done for you. This is an extremely powerful tool. And also, it's very, very easy to use. Now, if you do want to learn more about this, it is inside of my flipping course. However, I will make a more in-depth video going over this actual tool because it is absolutely amazing. Now we went over some of the methods quickly on how to actually buy and find the items. This is how you're going to be selling the items. Now using my operations with TSM, this makes this whole process a lot easier. So first of all, you want to go to auctioning. You want to make sure you have all of the groups selected. Now what this will do is this will scan all of the different items that are in our current bags. And with my operations, it's going to figure out the best possible price to sell these items at. It's going to undercut the competition, and it will only post items if they're at a profitable price. On top of that, it will only post one of each item on each realm. This way you can move the items across multiple different realms very easily. So for an example, let's go ahead and let this scan finish, and I'll go ahead and I'll fly through posting them. But for an example right here, if we scroll down to the bottom, we'll actually wait till the scan completes, just so it makes it a bit more easier for you to see. But if you look in the orange text right here, it says cheapest auction below min price. This means that it can't post these specific items on this specific realm for a good profit margin. So it's just not going to post them at all on this realm. And what we're going to do with these once we're finished posting everything is we're going to throw them in the Warband bank and we're going to move them onto a realm that we can post them for a profitable price. And the best thing about this is the operation does all of the hard work and thinking for you. You don't have to keep track and say, oh, well, these can't post at a certain price. No, whatever is left over in the bags, it's either not profitable or we already have one posted on this realm. So all we got to do is we just got to fly through, keep clicking on post. Now you can click on post or you can use the TSM macro, and I have that keybind to the scroll up and down. So I can just scroll my mouse wheel up and down very quickly, and this is going to fly through all of the items, posting them. And now whatever is left over in my bags, it means two things. Either there's already one of them posted on this realm, and we only post one of each item on each realm, or it can't post on this specific realm for a profitable price. So it's going to not post them at all. And that is fine and exactly how it should work. Because anything that is left over in the bags after, we're going to throw that all in the Warband bank. We log on to the next round, we repeat the same process, and then by the end of it, we're going to have all the items spread out across a whole heap of different realms and only at a profitable price. So it does all the sorting for you, and if you want to get them, obviously it's inside of my flipping guide, which is like the book, and then also in the flipping training course, which has 6 hours of training footage that will show you exactly how to do all this in a lot more detail. But let's go ahead and finish posting all these up. Now this might take a minute or so because we have a lot of items that we need to post. Now on realms that you already have like thousands of items on, it's going to actually throttle the posting. See how it's not super quick, it's a bit slower. If this was on a realm where we only had like a couple hundred items already on the auction house, this would be a lot more quicker. So I just wanted to mention that once you start having thousands of items on the realm, it actually slows down the posting process just by a little bit. It's basically just the Blizzard throttle for the auction house. But as you can see, we're just posting all of these. It's posting them, it's undercutting the competition, it's posting at the best possible price so we can pull as much profit out of these items as we possibly can, whilst also being competitive with the market. But let's go ahead and post everything that can be posted. And then I'll go ahead and I'll show you how to use the Warband Bank. And once again, there is another trick and few methods to make putting the stuff in the Warband Bank a lot quicker and a lot easier for you, which I'll show you in a second. Now obviously not giving away all of the secrets because a lot of this stuff is inside of the paid courses. However, you probably do want to see how easy it is to actually put the items in the Warband Bank, and also the trick where we can actually remove out them and just one of each item. So it saves a lot of time, and it pretty much does all of the hard work for us once we have it all set up in place. Right, we're nearly at the bottom here, and with the operation we're posting for 48 hours just because we're selling so many different items across so many different realms. 48 hours is the longest you can post for, and I found this to be the best, just so we're not spending too much time every single day reposting items. Because when you're working with big amounts of items, it can be a lot of work unless you're posting for 48 hours. Alright, we've posted them, and now everything that is left in our bags, so these items right here, these are items or either couldn't be posted at a profitable price on this realm, just because the market on this realm, or we already had one of those items already posted on this realm. So what we do is we come to any banker and we click on the Warband Bank tab right here. Now we want to get this window to pop up. Now to get this window to pop up, you type in /TSM Bank UI, and Bank in UI doesn't have any spaces. This will bring up this window. You go to auctioning, make sure all groups are selected, and you can click on move to bank, and this is going to move all the items that are in our groups, in our bags, straight into the Warband Bank. And now what we do after we've done this is we're going to log on to the next realm. It's as simple as this. And now we're going to log on the next realm. We're going to use that same tool to get the items from the Warband Bank. Alright, let's go ahead and go to the next realm here. Okay, so we're logged into the next realm. We want to just open up the Warband Bank, go to the Warband Bank tab, and now we want to make sure all of the groups are selected, and we want to click on post cap to bags. And how I have this set up with the operations and the groups is it's going to remove one of every single item from the Warband Bank, which is perfect because we only want to post one of each item up on the auction house. So this way we're not bringing out more than is necessary, and it will just be the quickest possible way to do this. And it's also obviously getting one of each item. So if we were to do this ourselves, we might actually miss an item or two, but doing it with this setup is meaning we're never going to miss any items, and it does it all for us automatically, which is just so much easier. And now what we do with these items is just run over to the auction house, and we're going to throw these up on the auction house using the operations like we did on the last round. Make sure all groups are selected, click on run post scan. This will go through all of the items in our bags, and this is going to do exactly what we did just before. But now, as you can see, we're going to be posting some more that didn't post on the other round. Anything that is left over, once again, this goes straight into the Warband Bank, and we rinse and repeat this process until all of the items from our Warband Bank are gone and they're posted on the auction houses. This means we'll have one of each item on every single auction house, all at a profitable price. So that is how posting works. And obviously, that is how you make a lot of gold from cross-realm flipping. Now, I don't want to make this video too big. However, I do have a 6-hour training course which goes over every single thing in detail, in absolutely super in-depth detail about cross-realm flipping, and I'll have a link to that down below. It's over at wowflippingtraining.com if you want to go ahead and check it out. You also obviously get my TSM groups, the point blank sniper groups, the operations, everything like that inside of the training course. Obviously, if you are a better learner just from reading, and it is a bit cheaper if you just want to get the flipping guide, which is just an ebook which goes over it in text and image form. You also get the TSM groups and operations with that also. However guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see more flipping videos for retail World of Warcraft. I'm actually thinking of doing a series also about cross-realm flipping, maybe like from 0 to 100 mil, something like that. Let me know down in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. Till the next one guys, take care.